Well, howdy folks, and welcome to my garden, to my high tunnel. This is Texas Cooking Today, but occasionally I do garden videos too. It's part of the whole Texas cooking thing. We grow a lot of our own vegetables in some parts of Texas. I like to. So I wanted to share what I do with you. So if you would, hang on. I'm going to show you my seedlings, I'm going to show you the garden, and a few other things here. And I'm sure you'll be interested once you've kind of caught on to what I'm doing. I'm one of those that doesn't believe in a certain directed approach to gardening. I like to try a lot of different things and see what works best in any given spot or area or way or technique. So there's a lot of testing going on here. All right, that's all the fun of it. And besides, I'm new to high tunnels. This is the first time I've had a winter crop coming up. I think it's kind of cool. All right, so let me show you what I got. Oh, do me a favor, click that subscribe button, click the bell also so you get notifications of when I'm posting. If you would, click that like button. That helps me out in the rankings a whole lot, folks. And also, tell me what you think. Drop a comment below. I just love comments, and I definitely read them all. So please, join the fun. Let's take a look at the garden. Come on. Alrighty, let's take a look at our little baby plants down here. We've got some really cool items going on. The thing of it is I'm putting these out in the sun when it gets warm enough for them to get out there. And that's the last couple of days I've done that, and I want to continue. Right now it's a little cold, so I still have them indoors under artificial light. And but things are coming along. I got leeks going on here, and then back over here these big leaves are okra, and other things over here like cabbages coming up front there. And I've got some pepper plants coming up. Basil is coming out, and Roma tomatoes are getting started here. Looking good. Now here's the thing, if you'll notice I plant everything in pairs. What I'll do when I have something in pairs done like that, I will take that plant and I'll pick the hardiest of the two. I will remove one and keep the other. Now sometimes I will remove them from the pot, separate the two, and plant them separately and keep all of the plants, just depending on my needs, wants, or desires at the moment. It's hard for me just to pluck a life out and throw it away. I've always had a hard time with that. Even though it's just little seedlings, to me it's a little more important. Alright, I wanted to get out here and show you the asparagus. I'm right now in the high tunnel. It is around 85 degrees in here, somewhere in there. Outside it's about just getting close to 50 degrees. Okay, so there's a big difference inside and out. I've got both end windows open. They're the higher windows. They're about 3 feet wide, 4 feet tall, and they allow good cross breeze through here to keep it from getting too hot. That's the reason it's only like 85 degrees. Over here, asparagus. Look at these big, beautiful asparagus spears. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. Now that is as good as any thick, beautiful asparagus spear you're going to find in any store anywhere. Now, last year, got another one back here. This is about your average size spear. It's a large one. And I have a whole lot more coming up. Last year someone was mentioning, when I was talking about how I'm looking forward to next year, because then I can harvest the asparagus off of these asparagus ferns. And the viewer said, well, I don't think that's the same plant. I think an asparagus fern doesn't produce edible asparagus. Well, it does. Okay, that's what asparagus is. This is a beginning of a fern right here. This will turn into a fern. And here's one that started to open up. See, it's starting to branch on the sides. And that's what it does. It'll open up and it'll turn into this beautiful wispy fern that's about 3 to 4 feet tall, depending on its growth area. And so that's the thing. And when you get warm temperatures, like what we've had lately around here in the Panhandle, we've had, nights that are in the upper 20s at the coldest, and that are in the approaching 70-degree range at the warmest, and which is unusual for this time of year. It's usually very cold. However, it is what it is, and my asparagus is really asserting itself. So I've got, like, Here's another fern here coming up, another spear. That one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got more, and I'm sure there's more getting ready to push itself up. And that's just from the warm temperatures. The rhizomes doing their thing. I'm keeping it watered, and I'll be fertilizing it pretty soon. So who knows, maybe I'll get a winter harvest off of my asparagus just because I decided to grow it in a high tunnel. Cool, huh? Of course, I didn't really originally plan that. I just planted it in the back corner of my garden, and that's where I wanted asparagus. Anyway, that's doing its thing. I've also got garlic. It's coming up all over the place in here. Down here, I've got some fennel that's decided to do its thing, and these old onions that survived the winter because of the heat, they're starting to bolt now. So I'm seeing one of them that has this nice shoot where a flower is going to come up and produce some flower seed for us, and that's what I'm wanting. I want those to give me a batch of seed that I can use for the coming years. All right, and that'll be bunching onion seed. Sometimes you just leave things in the ground and it rewards you the next year with its own life cycle. Okay, so instead of having to go out and buy seeds for bunching green onions, I'm producing my own. And I do that on a lot of stuff, all right? That's just the way I like to do things. My beans from last year, like my the cow peas that I grew, I just took what was left over at the end of the year, let it dry on the vine. I just shelled it not long ago, and now I've got 4 times more black-eyed peas than I originally planted. Okay, that's all. And it was just by leaving the remaining pods on the plants. You know, it wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't enough for a pot of beans, but it was enough to replant all of it plus 3 times more. All right, so that's very cool. I'm going to show you in just a moment. We've got other things growing in here. The garlic, the carrots are doing good. The lettuce is reasserting. My seedlings are popping up behind the camera here, and things are looking good in here. So it's the beginning of life in the high tunnel. And looking forward to some asparagus dishes. Oh, and down here I got some thyme. Beautiful German thyme doing its thing. You know, once you get something like that in your garden, get it growing, God, that smells good. You just let it go. It'll take care of itself. As long as you water it, give it a little food occasionally, your thyme will be good. There it is. Give your thyme plenty of time. Okay, here's a good example of an area that needs a little weeding. All these little plants that are coming up here, the little ones in between, those are all just what we call creeping Charlie. And then underneath these, I have some seedlings coming up. Looky there, along with some weeds. That's a weed. That's a weed. Let me just get rid of those. And what I have right here, if I remember right, these are fusion lettuce. So it's a cross between green leaf lettuce and romaine lettuce. And I'm really looking forward to it. Now I put these on it so that at night Jack Frost doesn't mess with them, okay? Just as simple. And behind these over here, I've got just a whole bunch of garlic coming up. And right along through here. Let me see. All the way around the entire perimeter of this garden, I put garlic. And did that very much on purpose to help with pests, because I noticed it was good for that. And also I just wanted plenty of my own garlic. What the heck? Might as well grow myself. Okay, I'm over here and I have chives, but I also see a garden pest that I'm going to deal with this year, because I shouldn't have any of them in here, but I've got a couple and I'm not going to let them survive. Right down here, right there. Oop, looks like that shell's already dead. It's already took care of killing him. That is a little snail shell, and I don't need snails in here. All right, these are my chives. They're reasserting themselves. I just cut them all the way to the ground, but you keep the roots on those, and you can transplant these to different locations. Just grow them in little clumps, as I've done here, and you've got chives forever. All right, and remember, this is in a high tunnel. We're in the beginning of March. Okay, this is what, like the 3rd or the 4th. I don't remember what day it is. It's something like that. Yeah, we're at the beginning of March, and these are doing great, but then they're also in an area that's protected. Either way, you can have them outdoors. They'll come back every single year and reward you with delicious chives. Now down here, and pardon my shadow being on it, I have this tarragon, which is now spreading outward. These are the roots asserting themselves, and this is where you get really good tarragon. Right there. The young shoots off of that plant produce really good quality product, ladies and gentlemen. So that makes for delicious tarragon. Make sure you keep this thing trimmed low every year. Fight it back hard because it has a tendency to spread and really take over. So you have to be assertive with it as it is with your garden. Okay? Some old onions that just came back from last year. I figure if they bolt and give me seeds, that's beautiful. I'll have a yellow onion seed. That'll be perfect for me. And again, across my back row over here, garlic is shooting up everywhere, all the way around. You can see across the base there how we've got the little sprouts of garlic coming up. And then right down here, yeah, there we go. We've got right there, pardon the camera movements that are awkward. My lettuce is growing up. Right behind it are the carrots that are doing real well, and that's right back over here. So, garden, busy doing stuff. And I've got seedlings, of course, as you've already seen, that I'm going to be putting out here soon enough. Just getting the garden ready to go this year. I also wanted to talk about my peach tree, okay, and discuss how I have it trimmed. I have taken the main leader out of this tree completely, and I've reduced it to only lateral branches. These are branches, 4 of them. This, and this smaller one, which is actually a pear, and I'm going to let it grow that way since it's on the north side. It receives less sun at certain times of the year, and I wanted to give it as much broad area advantage as possible, especially since I had it. When you're trimming a peach tree, if you're going for production, this is kind of what you're looking for. If you want a peach tree to be a beautiful ornamental, you just leave the center leader on it. It grows up. It'll produce some peaches for you every year, and it'll be a beautiful tree. But if you're looking for greater production, this is what we do. If you ever go past a peach tree orchard, stop and take a close look at it. You'll notice all the trees are shaped like this. They're like a big bowl. They're designed to capture the sun on the inside. Sunlight is needed to ripen and turn red those beautiful peaches. They'll still turn sweet, but they won't have that beautiful color without the sunlight. So we trim our trees this way to get a beautiful sunlight on the inside and expect to have good peaches. All right, now the idea here is off of these, we want to grow lateral branches as much as possible, like what I've got going on here, on all of these. And I cut out the branches that grow downward underneath. That's important because those branches won't get the proper sunlight. We only want the best of the best. And this is how we get it, right here. Oh, I would also like to mention, please, do me a favor, subscribe. Click that subscribe button. The bell will tell you when I post new videos. I put out recipes on a regular basis and occasionally a garden video or two. And if you would, please click that button, click the likes button. That helps me out a lot in the ratings, and drop a comment down below. I live for those comments. I love to read them. So please drop something down in there. Share this video, helps me a lot, folks. It really does. And if you would, please have a good day, most of all. Bye-bye.